If you are dealing with OCD, it's tempting to believe that something is wrong with you or that you won't ever qualify for a good life until OCD goes away. I'm here to spread some very good news with you. I want to tell you that OCD does not mean that you cannot follow your dreams. Hi, my name is Saraa Lee, and I am your Shades of OCD host. I am a licensed clinical social worker and a clinical supervisor with NOCD. This video is a part of our Shades of OCD series that focuses specifically on the Black American community, where I'm going to be highlighting some of our own unique perspectives and experiences. The goal is to help us learn more about the symptoms of OCD, to get more of us into treatment, and to teach therapists about how to work with us so that we have an opportunity to get better and stay better. I know that living with OCD is hard. I've done it myself. I know also that many of you watching this video are Black people or people of color. Or you're likely a member of a community that historically internalized the notion that stuff only happens to white people. You might be pretending you're okay, trying to hold it all together, but deep down inside, you might be feeling really isolated. You might be walking around full of shame and fear, or you could be feeling like the walking, talking embodiment of imposter syndrome. And even if you are someone who understands what OCD is and that it does also affect Black people and people of color just as much as white people, you still might be feeling like your OCD thoughts are so heinous and that you are somehow different, even from other people who suffer from OCD. You might even believe your OCD is so special and new that nobody will ever be able to help you. If you are thinking any of these things, I need you to know that you are not by yourself. Many people who I've personally treated have faced challenges caused by OCD in really important areas of life, including leaving school, quitting work, avoiding romantic relationships, staying away from loved ones. Sometimes OCD can even tell you to stop playing your instrument, stop singing, or stop dancing. Overall, if you are dealing with OCD, it's tempting to believe that something is wrong with you, or that you won't ever qualify for a good life until OCD goes away. I'm here to spread some very good news with you. I want to tell you that OCD does not mean that you cannot follow your dreams. Please hear me loud and clear when I say OCD does not stop Black excellence. And I want to share 2 examples with you of Black people who have OCD and are still leaning into their strengths and their light. So the first example is J. Cole. In June of 2013, J. Cole went on the Ricky Smiley morning show right before his Dollar in a Dream tour. In this conversation, he opened up about having what he called slight OCD. When he described his experience, it sounded a lot like just right OCD or perfectionism. He said, "When I'm riding down a road, you'll see my head moving because in my mind, I'm going around all of the poles. I have to go around every pole. I can't describe it to y'all. It's crazy." End quote. J. Cole has 120 award nominations for his music and 11 award wins overall as of this recording. These wins include 8 BET Awards and 2 Grammy Awards. He is also one of my personal favorites because Forest Hills Drive has my favorite love song. He didn't go into much detail about his OCD, but even at this time, at the beginning of his successful career, he was willing to share that he has mental health struggles. And just like he made it clear to us that he did not need to fix his crooked smile to be brilliant, he didn't need to hide or even get rid of his OCD to shine his light on the world. He literally said, "I keep my twisted grill just to show them kids it's real. We ain't picture perfect, but we worth the picture still." I've always been so grateful to him for bringing this kind of message into mainstream, and it applies to you. The next example is Miss Kelly Rowland. Now, we all know who Kelly is, but to bask in the shade of her excellence for a moment, This 4-time Grammy Award winner has been a huge success and an icon since the 1990s. From Destiny's Child to her solo recording career to acting to reality TV, the level of motivation she gives me is simply deep. And that line was for the Kelly stans. She is a global phenomenon and an example to everyone struggling with OCD. She opened up about having OCD in the February 2016 issue of Parents magazine, where she briefly discussed how it has affected her parenting. She is quoted in the magazine as having said, "It's a lot of pre-scheduling because I have OCD, and I just like to make sure that the kids are going to be all right." She said that she relies heavily on her support system and that she got extra help for her son because of her OCD, saying, quote, "My OCD had to go out the window. My living room looks like a freaking daycare," end quote. Ultimately, she seemed to be sharing that continuing to live her life despite the OCD has helped her to overcome some of the OCD urges. What I took away from what Ms. Kelly said is that when you have a goal or a dream or a person you love very much, along with that right help, that can be the perfect time to stand up to OCD and begin to get those thoughts in check so they don't stop your shine. I know this is hard, but you are so much greater than OCD. Look at your culture. Look at your favorite ancestors, personal ancestors or community ancestors. You come from a long line of survivors and people who did not take no for an answer. And I want to encourage you to see overcoming, including overcoming OCD, as a birthright. I want to share a quote from Sean Flores, a Black British mental health advocate who suffered with undiagnosed OCD for years. He is now a motivational speaker all over the world, and he has specifically worked on breaking the stigma around OCD and raising awareness of the unique struggles that Black people face when seeking mental health treatment for OCD. He said, "OCD was the worst thing to ever happen to me. I vow to continue to be the worst thing that happened to OCD." Now, if that ain't Black excellence, then I don't know what is. I really hope that you can see yourself walking, living, and breathing in your own excellence. OCD cannot stop you. Yes, getting treatment is scary, but you already know how to do scary things. If you're ready to face your OCD, go to NOCD.com to book an assessment appointment. All of our therapists are trained to handle all kinds of OCD. And when you meet your therapist, be sure to be open about your OCD thoughts and compulsions. But also, please feel empowered to share what your goals are. What are your dreams for your life? How do you want to change the world? Be sure to let your therapist know you don't want to just be out here surviving. You want to be thriving. You were meant for excellence. And I'm grateful in advance for what you will share with the world.